So today I'll be talking about book 2 in the Prism Pentad series, 5-book series. It is, again, Dark Sun, and it is the Crimson Legion. And it is, again, another great book, but actually, I know I talked about it kind of in my other one. As these books progressed, they got into such depth with the characters. They became kind of better, especially with the fleshing out everything that's going on with the characters. Now, one thing I noticed before was that I kind of had a lot of spoilers in my last one, and I'm going to do my best again. You know, I'm new to having to do this all on video. I'm having to kind of catch myself and hold back my ADHD from just trailing off. And again, I'm doing these all off the rip, off the dome. So I'm going to try to stick to like the back matter and try to follow under those like parameters, like it's a built guide on the back of the book for me. So, oh, a dream born from tyranny. Tyr, the free city after millennium of sorrow, it has cast off the yoke of the brutal sorcerer king. The new ruler, Tithian of Marislis, has liberated the slaves and plunged the city into chaos. Tyr's triumph may be its death knell. Only Rikus, the man-dwarf gladiator who sparked the rebellion, can save the city from the armies of Uruk's sorcerer king. With a ragtag militia of nobles, Templars, and former slaves, he must stand against Uruk's might. But strength of arm does not necessarily make a good general, as Rikus will learn before the conflict is over. And oh, does he learn, because this book like dives deep into like his psyche, and literally even with like mind benders and stuff, but it dives deep into that like subject matter of progressing him as a character, and they do a damn good job. They do such a good job. Like I said, this book here really made him like one of my favorite characters out of all of it. And even the third, you know, which I finished a couple weeks ago, fleshed out Sadira and made her an amazing character. It puts him in such depth and realism. Well, so to kind of hammer onto this, it kind of starts off fast-paced. So I do love the way this one starts, and doesn't really follow the template. This is like a war. Like this like follows Rikus' escapades and his ragtag team as they fight against the Uruk army. And of course, the Uruk army is up underneath the Sorcerer King, the lion himself. He is an uber badass. So, as far as Rikus' evolution in this, there's a big contrast from when he started to when he finished this journey. A lot of big players show up, and a lot of big key points in the Dark Sun universe show up in this book, and that without just me pulling out like one of the old modules in there, you wouldn't really know. So there's races and stuff that you never heard of before that they bring up in this. The dwarves, they do some back history on the dwarves even, and let me give stuff away. They show stuff about the dwarves that even they don't know. So it gives you kind of like an insider's look on what's going on. So the template I was talking about before, like with book 1, this one doesn't follow so commonly. Again, it starts off in a war and it follows him through in a war. So in such a manner, it's not a bunch of people getting together, meeting up to go fight the big evil. It's we're here to kick ass, and they do. So I would definitely say it's different. The writing, again, it has a lot of grammar errors and spelling errors. You can actually see where, like, what he meant. There was a couple times I was like, I don't know what word he's trying to get at, but it was obvious it was a typo that was overlooked in editing and the revisions when he was polishing it up. Again, the author is is Troy Denning, and he is a great wordsmith. You know, he's one of those people who he's not overly detailed. I love Stephen King. Stephen King's a great author, but he has times that he's overly detailed when, you know, I want to know more about the story, not the damn color of the table that they're sitting at. You know, or it's the concept that too much can be a bad thing, and you need to find that medium of just right, kind of like the Bears and Porridge. You need to find the one that's just right, not too hot, not too cold. Books are the same way. Now, when it comes to the Crimson Legion, if these are harder to get, okay, these books are harder to get. I've put good money into getting these books and getting good condition, pretty much almost brand new. Some of them you can't get new without spending like $100 or more, and you know, sometimes I'll bite the bullet, sometimes I won't. But my recommendation to people is if you can find it on Audible, which they do have this whole series on Audible, check it out there because it can be a lot more affordable. You might look at the tag without a membership and say, oh, $17 or whatever. And you're like, that's a lot. That's a lot better than $30, $50, $80 a book. But me, I am a collector, and I've got bookcases. This bar I'm at is filled with books. This is definitely one I would recommend check out. Check them out in order. Don't get out of order and start with like, okay, this is the only one I could find, I'm going to read this one. Don't do that. You will ruin a lot of things. This, it has a lot of foreshadowing that you don't really realize until you actually get there. He does it well. You know, he's a good writer. So, if I had to rate this one, I actually do like this one a lot more than I do the one before. And I think I give the one before like a 7.5 or like a 7 because of the whole template thing, which honestly always gets to me. I've definitely got to give the Crimson Legion an 8, like an 8.6, a little bit above 8.5, because it's just so much better. Now, that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about. This book it's not a very long book. These books are not massive. They're pretty quick reads. You should be able to knock them off pretty easily. Actually, the page, it's shortly over 300. It's about 330 pages. This one is, so you should be able to read it like that. Now, I will be looking into doing some D&D stuff as far as videos in the future. If anybody's got any recommendations or something for me to look into as well, please post it down below. People's idea, if anybody watches these and comments, again, I'm doing this for fun, but if anybody's got any ideas or lore that they might want to look at, and I've got all my research material from the D&D first gen all the way up, let me know down below and I'll start researching and see what I can find, and I'll do some videos. But other than that, stay tuned, guys. I probably post something, you know, next week. If not, say la vie, and y'all stay safe.